Well, good afternoon, and thanks everybody for joining. And thank you, Emily, with WellCare for joining us today. We appreciate having you. And I understand that you have some slides that you like to go through. And then afterwards, we'll do a few Q&A, and then we'll get people back the rest of their day.
Awesome. Thank you so much for putting this together, Pat and IAD team. I know it is a busy time of year for all of us, so really appreciate being able to have some time just to chat with you guys about what some of the things we've got going on with WellCare. There are just a couple things that, high level items I wanted to run through with you guys, just as some top points on maybe why you should be looking at WellCare or why we might be a good fit for some of your clients and for you as a broker as well. First and foremost, one thing that you'll see with WellCare products and that we've seen for several years here in the Michigan market is that we have really rich, decent product, and that is continuing into 2023. So we have two decent products available this plan year. That's going to be our HMO-POS option and then our PPO option as well. Both are available across all 48 counties, which I'll talk about that in a moment as well. But these plans have really rich supplementary benefits. I mean, being a D-SNP program, obviously those members are going to have their $0 cost sharing across the board. So where D-SNP plans really set themselves apart is going to be on the supplementary side. Our HMO-POS D-SNP product, that includes no maximum on preventative and comprehensive dental services. So that means that the member's not limited to a dollar amount or they're not capped to a dollar amount that they can have in dental services in a given year. There is no maximum on that dollar amount, which is
That is
huge.
awesome.
Yeah, it's
That's
huge for
wonderful.
our D-SNP clients because, dental is a huge concern for everyone, but especially
Mhm.
for our D-SNP beneficiaries. The
Yes.
other really cool thing about that dental benefit is that that's going to include both dentures and implants. And this is the
Mhm.
only plan we offer that does have implant coverage embedded into the benefit.
Wonderful.
Um,
Yeah, get a lot of
yeah,
questions about that.
Good. Yeah. So what I will say, because I get a lot of questions about it as well, and one of the very first questions that always comes up is how do you get an implant? Essentially, it is a benefit that would require a prior authorization. So the member's dentist would have to provide some documentation to our dental vendor, which is DentaQuest. But we have seen a number of members, move to this plan for that implant benefit and be able to access that benefit, which again is just a huge life-changing service, honestly, that we can offer to those beneficiaries. So that's definitely something to keep in mind. And just remember that that is on our WellCare Dual Access HMO POS D-SNP. Again, we also have that PPO D-SNP. That plan is a great plan as well. It does not include dentures. I'm sorry, it does include dentures. It does not include implants, but
Okay.
it still has some of those really rich dental, vision, hearing, flex card benefits that you see on the HMO POS D-SNP, but it also provides network flexibility to those members. So that's going to be the big difference with the PPO D-SNP. I'll talk a little bit more about our D-SNP products on the next slide. I just have an overview of our product portfolio on the next slide, but just
Okay.
wanted to give you guys a couple other highlights really quick. So another change that we saw for 2023 was our improved food and grocery benefit. If you sold WellCare in 2022, you might be familiar with our shipped grocery delivery benefit that we have right now. In theory, it was a great idea. It was a great benefit, but we found that it was really difficult for our members to access the shipped benefit and use the shipped mobile app. So we are moving away from that in 2023 and just providing grocery debit card to all D-SNP members, whether they're on the HMO-POS or D-SNP plan. So they're going to automatically get that grocery debit card in the mail that they
Mhm.
can use at Walmart, Kroger, Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, Rite Aid, Walgreens, CVS, any of your big major pharmacy retailers. So that's going to be a much easier to access, easier to use benefit for our members. So looking forward to that in January as well.
And so was there an increase on the grocery food benefit? I know we get a lot of questions about that.
So it's structured a lot different, to be honest. There was not an increase. There was actually, if you look at the dollar amounts, there's technically a decrease. But what we found in 2022 is that most members weren't even utilizing that benefit because they either did not qualify for it or they did not know how to use the app. So
Mhm.
what we did for 2023 is we removed the qualification process for the food benefit. So now any D-SNP member that you have is automatically qualified. They don't have to go through any extra steps or jump through any extra hoops to get that benefit. They automatically qualify if they're enrolled in the D-SNP program. And then beyond that, they don't have to access a mobile application or go through all of the technical difficulties that they were having this year. They can just go to their grocery store and use that card. So there's technically a decrease in the dollar amount, but it's going to make it easier for a larger number of members to access that benefit overall, if that makes sense. So also we have our PPO products as well. PPO products were new to WellCare as of 2022. So we are just continuing to grow and develop those products in 2023. One of the big changes that we made was we made all of our PPO plans fully medically passive. So anytime you have a member on a PPO plan, whether they go in or out of network, they are going to have the exact same cost share on those services. So let's say they see an out of network specialist, they would pay the same cost share as if they were seeing an in network specialist. That also applies to our national network. So we do have a semi-national network that's new for this year as well. So if
Mhm.
you have members that are traveling, from Michigan to Florida, places where we have a WellCare network in place, they will also have those in-network copays at those legacy WellCare providers. And I say legacy WellCare just to expand on that because under the Centene umbrella of families, we do have several different lines of business or different products that have merged under one company. The
Mhm.
national network is going to apply to the WellCare name. So anywhere where you see a WellCare plan, that looks like this logo that you see up in the top hand corner of my slide, that is where our national network exists. If you see a plan that says Allwell, Fidelis, anything like that, that's not going to be included. But lucky for us, a lot of the states where beneficiaries travel, if they're snowbirds in the winter, like Florida, Texas, down south, places like that, will all be part of the WellCare National Network. Just another added benefit for those PPO plans. They have the fully passive benefit, whether they go in or out of network, and those out of state.
There was a question in the chat
Sure.
about what is the dollar amount for the grocery debit card?
Yep, it is $25 per month.
Okay. Okay.
Good
Thank you.
question. The update that I am most excited to share with you guys here, because this is a huge benefit and opportunity for you guys as the broker, is that we just announced, if you didn't see it on Friday, that we have increased our payment for VBEs on D-SNP applications. So not only do we have a really rich D-SNP product that members are going to want to enroll in, but now you're going to get paid more too if you complete those VBEs with those members. So as of Friday, we did increase our VBE payment on D-SNP applications up to $225. So that increased $100 overnight. We are still going to continue to pay $75 per non-D-SNP application. So even if you're putting folks in non-D-SNP plans, you're still making a pretty good bonus on completing those VBEs. I also want to note that that change on the D-SNP amount dates back to any 1/1 application that you've submitted, or
Wonderful.
VBE, I should say. So if you did a VBE with a D-SNP client prior to Friday, you're still going to get paid out the $225 administrative payment. So it applies to any 1/1 VBE for a D-SNP member that you have completed. I do just want to talk a little bit about the VBE process for a moment. So obviously you can complete VBEs directly through Ascend. So if you're doing your applications through Ascend, you can complete it right after you get that confirmation for your application or you submit that application. If you are completing applications through Sunfire, it is also integrated into Sunfire at this point. But if you're using any other application system or if you're submitting paper applications, you still can use our standalone VBE site to log in and complete those VBEs so that you don't miss that opportunity to make those bonus payments. So I can send that out to you guys if you need that link for the standalone VBE site. I can
Sure.
send that out to everyone.
That would be great. Thank you.
Yeah. So what I wanted to just chat through next, those were just some, again, high level updates, kind of high points that I wanted to provide to you guys. But I did want to kind of pinpoint in on some of our push plans that we have for 2023. And what we've done with our product portfolio this year is really try to streamline what we're offering. So we have 9 MAPD products for 2023 that are going to be available across our service area. So
Mhm.
this year we did expand to 24 new counties. So we exactly doubled our footprint from 24 counties in 2022 up to 48 counties in 2023. So we saw a lot of expansion, geographic expansion this year, and we now have all nine of those products available in all 48 counties. So there's no more trying to determine, what zip code your member is in or what county, and if we have a specific plan offered in that county. What you see on our product portfolio is going to be available across all 48 counties. With that product portfolio, we have 5 specific plans that we feel are best positioned in the market. So those are the 5 plans that I would recommend you guys being familiar with. So I did just want to highlight those for you guys real quick. So looking at our portfolio at a glance here, and this is a document that you guys can access online. I can send you the link or the PDF to this as well, because it's extremely helpful to just give you a quick high-level overview of the products that we offer and some of the comparisons on the benefits. But I've highlighted our push plans here with that teal arrow next to them. So the first one you'll see there is our WellCare Assist. This here is our LIS HMO plan. So this plan, if a member has 100% LIS, that premium that you see associated with the plan, which is $11.90, will go all the way down to $0 per month. And at any level of LIS will completely waive the prescription drug deductible that's also tied to this plan. So essentially, if a member has LIS, this is going to be a great fit for them. Some of the highlights here are really high dental. So they get $4,000 in dental, $300 in vision, $1,500 per ear. So $3,000 total towards hearing. And then they also get a $750 flex card on top of that. So this is a great plan for someone who has in-network doctors and any level of LIS. It's going to be a good fit for them. Moving down the line here, you'll see I've highlighted both of our D-SNP products. So we've talked a bit about those already, but we have both our HMO-POS and our PPO D-SNP plans. As I mentioned, the HMO-POS has that no maximum on preventative or comprehensive services. That will include dentures and implants, but again, has $300 in vision, $3,000 in hearing, $405 per quarter out of our over-the-counter catalog, which is a huge amount. They get the $25 healthy food debit card and $1,500 on their flex card towards that extended dental, vision, and hearing. I know I'm talking through this really fast. I'm just trying to hit some high points, but what I really want to tell you guys about this plan is if you look at that OTC benefit, so $405 per quarter, the $25 per month on the healthy food debit card, and then $1,500 per month on the flex card. It's not included on this table, but if members qualify, they can also get $50 per month towards utility services. If you add up those 4 benefits right there, so OTC, flex card, healthy food card, and utilities, it's over $4,000 per year that a member's getting back in their pocket because of those benefits. $4,000 per year is a huge amount of money for our D-SNP members. So that is just something, to consider when looking at this plan. It's really going to help them financially because they're getting so much back in their pocket by being enrolled in this plan and using some of our benefits to cover those services.
Do have a question in the
Yeah.
chat. This asked, does the OTC amount roll over for this year for 2023?
It does not roll over. So the OTC along with the food card are month by month. So they would have to use it within the given month or they would lose that benefit.
Okay, and then the next question was, is there one enrollment kit for all counties? I think there's different ones, right?
Yes, that is a good question. So even though all plans are offered across all counties, there are separate enrollment kits. That would be one heck of an enrollment kit if we had all of them in there. So I think we'd all have back problems lugging those around. But we do have, between these 5 push plans, there are 4 different enrollment kits. So you're going to have one for each D-SNP plan. You'll have one for the HMO product, and then you'll have one for the PPO products as well. The PPO HMO, nope, that makes sense. 4. I'm sorry, I can't count today. HMO kit, a PPO kit, and then 2 D-SNP kits. So 4 kits total between these 5 push plans. Just wanted to note too, looking at the PPO D-SNP plan. So again, adding up those same benefits, those benefits are offered on the PPO plan as well, just in slightly lower amounts in some cases. So you have $370 per quarter out of the OTC, a $1,000 flex card, and then you still have the $25 per month for healthy foods and $50 per month for utilities if the member qualifies. That's still over $3,000 that they're getting back in their pocket. But what the PPO D-SNP is going to do, right? PPO D-SNP is going to allow that member to see out-of-network providers if they need to. So our D-SNP members are typically really used to being driven into HMO products and not having as much network flexibility. So there definitely are a lot of D-SNP members out there who are looking for more of that network flexibility, and this plan will allow them to have that while still having those really rich benefits. Last 2 ones to just point out to you guys here. So we have our Patriot Give Back Open. Open. This is an MA only PPO product. It has a $60 per month Part B give back. So this is our option that or our plan option that we created with veterans in mind because they're getting money back on their Part B premium, but still getting some of those rich supplementary benefits. It's
Mhm.
also a great option for someone who maybe is looking to avoid a late enrollment penalty. Again, they're going to get the traditional MA coverage along with some of those supplementary benefits, but they're not going to incur that late enrollment penalty if they've had a gap in coverage. I do just want to point out, if you look at the very first plan on this list, I'm going backwards all of a sudden, so this WellCare
Okay.
give back, we do have another give back option. It is an HMO, MAPD, so it does include drugs as well, but it offers $99 on that Part B give back. So the difference here is this plan is really just designed for someone who's looking to not really use their health insurance, healthy individual. Maybe they need to see their PCP and a specialist once a year, something like that, but they want that money back on their Part B premium. So that would be a good fit for that type of beneficiary. Going back down to the bottom here, last one. So the WellCare No Premium Open. This is our $0 premium PPO option. So again, really rich supplementary benefits, but this plan is going to offer that network flexibility if the member needs to see an out-of-network doctor, or if they're a snowbird and they want to travel throughout the year. So they're still getting rich dental, vision, hearing. They're getting a $750 flex card OTC amount, but they can travel and they can see those out-of-network providers if needed.
How much does this plan get for dental?
The
3,000?
No Premium Open provides $2,000 in comprehensive dental services and no maximum on preventative. That's a good just comment to make really quick. All of our plans provide no maximum on preventative services. And the benefit there is that means the member's full dental benefit. So the $2,000 on this plan, for example, can go towards truly comprehensive services. They're not having to use any of that dental allowance on cleanings, exams, x-rays, or anything like that, because that's just included in the no maximum on the preventative side.
Wonderful. That's wonderful.
So really that I wasn't sure how much, time we would have or how many questions there would be, but I wanted to kind of just provide a high level overview. I think there's one new question in the chat that I can see, so I'll go ahead and answer that one. Question being, will the PPO have any difference in copays? So yes, there are some difference in copays if you were to compare, and if I can clarify that question, is that for the No Premium Open PPO? But I'll just continue, assuming it's about the No Premium Open $0 premium PPO. There will be some differences in copay. So if we compared it to the Assist, for example, which is our HMO plan, if we take the Specialist, which is in this column, the No Premium Open does have a $35 specialist copay, where the Assist has a $30 specialist copay. So there are some slight differences in copays and amounts or allowances on the supplementary side. And that's really where you just have to weigh the options with the client or the beneficiary. If they're looking for network flexibility, the PPO option is going to be a better fit for them. If all of their providers are in network and they also have some level of LIS, the Assist is going to be the best option for that member because they're going to get the most out of that program.
Well, I do just have a couple of follow-up questions. So,
Sure.
what are you seeing in the field this year for AEP that agents are really, really selling the most of?
Yeah, no, great question. And really going back to what I just said, it's going to be on the non-D-SNP side, it's going to be the Assist or the No Premium. And I
Mhm.
really see brokers, making those comparisons with their clients. So again, boiling it down to network. If their providers are in network, your go-to option is the Assist. And that's what we're seeing a lot of brokers in the field going towards. But also keep in mind with that Assist plan, it does have a premium and it does have a Part D deductible that will go away if they have LIS. So the Assist is going to be a great option for in-network providers and any level of LIS. If they don't meet those criteria, then I see brokers and I would recommend you do the same, go towards the No Premium Open. I was just going to say those are the two that I see people going to, and then it's the same type of comparison for the D-SNP products. It's going to
Mhm.
boil down to network there.
Okay. And overall, how would you say this AEP is going? We're hearing in the marketplace that some agents are starting out slow. Has that been the same for you, or is WellCare seeing an increase?
Yeah, no, I think every AEP, there's always like, we always have these anticipations or expectations. And I've had to learn to kind of level set my expectations with
Mhm.
AEP. I have heard and I have experienced kind of a lull, I would say, in the
Yeah.
beginning. It hasn't been as much of a jump start as we've seen in the past. That doesn't concern me too much. We had a lot of other factors playing into that this year, and I hear that across the board. One thing to keep in mind is that I think the election had a lot to do with that. A lot of members have been completely overwhelmed by mail, phone calls, and just had their attention focused on the election. So I'm hoping now that that's behind us, we can kind of be front and center with our beneficiaries, and they're more apt to answer our phone calls or look at our mailings if we have those going on, because there's just less noise out there at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, I would agree with you on that, Emily. And we're hearing that across the board as
Hmm.
well, that the election, might have been, and then just all the extra mail that, the beneficiaries were getting related to the elections and things like that might have, threw them off course.
Yeah.
And, oh, I don't want to deal with any of this. It's just too much, inbox overload. So
Yes.
hopefully they'll get back. And then, we are going into the second half. So what are you seeing your top agents doing out there to be successful?
Well, good question. And that was the next thing I was going to add is with that trend that we're seeing, that, beneficiaries are maybe not responding to their mail as much or not responding to phone calls. What I have heard and what I have seen is that brokers who are working in the field doing some sort of community events or partnering with community partners have been successful. And, I feel like that's what we saw quite a few years ago. And then things kind of ebbed and flowed, and now we're kind of back there. So it's a good opportunity for me to just show you guys this next slide here. So for anyone who's unfamiliar with our team here in Michigan, I do just want to run through some of the folks on this slide here real quick. We have our sales leaders up at the top, Patrick and Charles, and then of course myself and Jamie, who are the regional agency managers for WellCare in Michigan. But what I really want to talk about are the last two folks you see here. So Catherine Smith and Rick Howard. Specifically Rick, he is our community relations specialist. So his job is to be out in the field, out in our market and community, forging relationships with community partners where we can then plug you in as the broker to that marketing event. So Rick is really experienced. He came to us from Oak Street Health. He was a community outreach associate at Oak Street Health in Burton prior to coming to WellCare. He's really great at what he does. And what I would recommend is, if that's something you're looking to do, let me know. I can get you in touch with Rick, and he's phenomenal to work with. You guys can kind of work to develop a plan together on maybe some areas or locations that you're looking to do community events with or marketing events with. And
Mhm.
Rick will get out there and help you kind of secure and get those opportunities set up. So that was a
That's
long-winded way of saying that community events are by far where I'm seeing a lot of success this year.
Well, that's good to know, and that brings me to my next question. Is so we think about AEP, and everybody ramps up for that, and then kind of there's this big push, but we do have the rest of the year to still be selling. So, what advice can you give to someone who may be out there, maybe their first or second year agent, to keep them throughout the entire year and selling well care all year long?
Well, the great thing about WellCare and selling us throughout OEP and lock-in is that we do have those really rich D-SNP products. So one, working with the D-SNP community is going to provide you a lot of opportunity to continue enrolling clients throughout the lock-in period or even OEP. And again, I'm going to go back to community outreach. I have seen so much more of a push back towards field events and being in person with our beneficiaries, and I've seen a lot of success there. Also, while you're out talking with your clients and talking with your members, look to where else they're going for resources. I don't just mean in regards to health insurance, but where are they getting their food? Where are they getting assistance with housing? Any other types of partnerships that you could potentially create to
Yeah.
help you open up a bigger pipeline of potential beneficiaries. I was just talking with a broker the other day who has a relationship with a guardianship organization, and they solely refer clients to her that need help with their clients' health insurance needs. So
Yes.
relationships like that, I think, are really crucial. And I think our beneficiaries are more apt to make a decision off of referrals these days than anything else, versus a TV advertisement or something they got in the mail. They're going to listen to someone else that they trust to make that health insurance change. So I think it's really trying to drive some of those relationships in your business that will help you kind of create those pipelines.
Well, thank you so much, Emily, for that information. And I agree. I know when I was in the field, I partnered with some financial
Hmm.
advisors and, of course, senior communities, things like that, so that, you have a wide variety of people that you're working with or that are referral sources for you. So,
Yes.
well, that's about our time. Emily, was there any last minute things that you wanted to talk about as we wrap up here? We certainly appreciate you coming in and joining us today and talking to our agent population. So,
Well, yeah, no, thank you guys so much for having me again. I really just want to say, if you guys have any further questions that come up, or if you need anything, please do not hesitate to reach out to Jamie or I. Our email addresses are up on the screen as well as our cell phone numbers. So we're here to help you guys and help us all kind of have a successful AEP. So feel free to reach out. Pat, if it's okay with you, I will send you the link to our standalone VBE site
sure,
just so
that'd be
that
great.
everyone has that opportunity or that option.
Yep, and I'll get that out. And thank you so much again, Emily, and happy AEP for the rest of it. We're halfway there. So great
Yes.
having you on today.
Thanks, Pat. Thank you so much. Have a good
Yeah,
day.
you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.